G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we've got a lot of exciting stuff to cover. We have Fortnite announcing the new Teen Titans Cup, which is your way to unlock the exclusive Beast Boy skin for free. As always with these tournaments, I'm going to cover all the rules, when it is, how you can compete, and more importantly, any strategies that I can see in the format or in the scoring that can help you guys potentially place in this and win the skin. And this is one of my favorite skins I've seen in one of these free cups. I actually really like this skin. Also, I want to talk about the new 16.40 update that just dropped. There's some big changes. We have a new exotic added to the game. We have the double barrel exotic taken out of the game. And we have what could potentially be a tournament breaking, game breaking change to fishing. Just in time for the console FNCS, Reverse 2K Cup, DreamHack Trio Cash Cup Extra, and DreamHack Duos. If this change is what I potentially think it could be, we could see like $500,000 of tournaments just ruined, or there could be a chance for you guys, average players, if you're not already a pro, to place in some of these tournaments. If they buff fishing, like we've seen Cray already do, they could potentially have anyone win one of these tournaments through fishing. Also, there's just a bunch of competitive news I need to cover. We have confirmation that Mongraal and Metro are splitting up for the next FNCS, and we just had the weirdest thing happen in Trio Cash Cup today. Clix decided to play the NA West Trio Cash Cup with Tahi and Sprite, the two players that he's been contesting and beefing with over Sweaty Sands. Like, I don't even know anymore. So if you guys missed it, and I think a lot of people actually did, Fortnite announced the Teen Titans Cup. It's the exclusive cup to win the Beast Boy skin early. You will get the skin for free, so I'm going to cover all the rules and everything. So it is going to be playing out on May 13th, so it's only in a couple days after this video going live, so make sure you're all across it. To be able to play in it, you just have to be in Opens Division. It's no crazy level of entry. Now, the scoring format. This is really important. This format is so placement heavy. It seems like Epic is moving more and more towards these super heavy placement formats to be able to get these skins, moving away from the W key elimination heavy formats. And I like that. It means if you're a more average player, which is what these tournaments should be catering towards, getting you the free skin, not just pros, then it actually favors you a lot. You're going to be getting placement points from just starting the game. It's a duos cup, and top 50th gets you 1 point, all the way up to a victory royale being worth 42. And each elimination is worth 1. Let that sink in. You have to get 42 eliminations to equal 1 victory royale. This is the most placement heavy format I think I've ever seen for one of these cups or any tournament in general. This is going to be actually reasonably stacked if you want to win the skin. But that means those of you guys who maybe aren't the most confident fighters, you stand a chance in this. Play incredibly passive. I'm talking super passive. It's duos as well. So don't just look at those major POIs. Try to find some really good, like more shambles drop spots or more split drop spots. Make those work and rack up placement points. I'm talking landing at places like, I don't know, John Wick's house just outside Lazy Lake. Maybe the like Flopper Lake that's just near Lazy Lake as well. Maybe landing at places like Fort Crumpet, John Wick house. All those kind of areas that are on the edge of the map that give you a little bit of loot but not too much is going to be perfect for duos. Also, keep an eye out for that fishing change I'm going to talk about later in the video, because if that gets implemented into this tournament, you might not have to fight at all. I might be able to come up with a crazy strategy around fishing, but unfortunately, we don't know those changes just yet. Now, as far as actually winning the skin, I'll put a link in the description down below so you can check whatever region you're from. But just like usual, there's going to be more going to EU, NA East, and right down. But for EU, for example, it's the top 2,625th duos that are going to get it. So that's quite a lot. There is a very good chance that you'll be able to win this skin. And like I said, it's actually really clean. Like if you look at the skin itself, I actually really like it. It looks like it has some adjustable styles. It's got a nice pickaxe as well. And if you place in the tournament, you get the entire bundle. So this is actually worth quite a lot. I've already covered in detail everything about Cray, the fishing strategy. You guys love it. Everyone's been crazy about it. In case you've missed it, there's just a strategy right now that up until recently allowed you to fish in Storm, and you could win games, even winning Storm Surge games, without ever having left the fishing spot. So super broken. It was leading teams led by players like Cray to win so many games and place in big tournaments. Now, Fortnite most recently nerfed this by taking small fries out of non-fishing holes or reducing the chances. So basically, the strategy no longer fully works. I'm sure Cray's cooking up something because my man has made FNCS heats, and I know he's going to come up with something that could potentially work. But now we've seen that with Fortnite status, they tweeted up the notes about the update tonight, the 16.40 update, but they said at the bottom, catch a win in the next Wild Week starting May 13th. If you guys missed it, I talked a bunch about Wild Week as well. For the next 3 weeks, we've already had one, so 2 more weeks, we are going to see Wild Weeks, and something in the game is going to change that makes it more wild. Last week it was fire. Fire was super broken. It was burning all the builds. It was doing more damage. It was easy to find flame bows. It almost broke a few tournaments. Like, they were completely unplayable, and so many people placed that probably shouldn't have just by abusing fire. But now it's going to be surrounding fishing. But they did take the flame bow out of competitive after seeing how bad, you know, Wild Week was. So potentially these changes won't make it into competitive, maybe, but I'm really scared. We have DreamHack this weekend, $200,000 duos tournaments, and the smaller the game mode, the harder the fishing strategies are. But if they make fishing super OP, not even just players like Cray sitting in Storm and fishing all game and winning, just players who drop areas that have access to fishing holes. Like, you could now see like drops like Craggy Cliffs or even Flop Islands be 10 times stronger because maybe you get 3 fish from every single use of a fishing rod or harpoon. Like, I don't know, it's Fortnite. Maybe you get the gold fish more often. Maybe you only get slurp fish. Like, they could do anything, and based on that first Wild Week, I'm a little bit scared. Now, it didn't come out with the update like I was maybe thinking it was going to. They did specifically say it's going to change on May 13th. So that's in a few days' time. Whenever that update changes, you best believe I'll be making a video on it. Don't worry, because this could have huge effects on the tournaments this week. Sorry, I should also mention that this could go on during the console FNCS $250,000 prize pool we have this week, and the reverse 2K squad cup, and the DreamHack Cash Cup Extra Trio Cup. So, like, we have big tournaments on this week. I know we have the bye week for FNCS. There is no FNCS this weekend. It's like a break week, but this could still affect like millions of dollars of tournaments. The Wild Week fishing changes weren't the only changes in 16.40 update. I'm not going to talk for too long on the other ones because it's pretty simple. The 6-shooter exotic has been added to the game, but it's only in pubs. It looks decently strong. It's a 6-shooter. It rewards good aim. It hits 96 headshots, so it does some solid damage. I'm quite happy to see it not in competitive for that reason, because hitting 2 shots back to back is almost a 200 full damage elimination, so kind of insane. The big change to competitive though is the exotic double barrel has been taken out. That is big. That is nerfing teams like Kami Seti Teak that have been heavily maining that in trios, Kami who's been using it in solos, and just a whole bunch of other people that have been maining the strategies I've talked about in previous videos to get the double barrel in tournaments. It's now taken out. I like the change. I don't think exotic should be in competitive, but I feel like if you had it in during the 3 qualifying weeks, taking it out before semis and finals when teams have staked their drop spots and figured out their strategies based around it, maybe isn't super fair, but I am happy to see less exotics in competitive. I don't like that just one team or one player, because of where they drop on the map, should get a gun that no one else can. Obviously, good POIs have good loot, but it should still be loot that with a little bit of luck and planning, you can get another drop. But if you're dropping at Slurpy Swamps, you just don't get a chance to get the double barrel. So for that reason, I don't like mythics and exotics in competitive. Moving on to competitive news, I talked about in the intro, we have confirmation that Mongraal is splitting up with Mitro and Milan for the next FNCS. Or did we? I'm a little bit confused here. I woke up this morning, I went live for the NAE Cash Cup viewing party on my Twitch channel. Everyone in chat was talking about it, and we read through the tweets, and there was a tweet from Mongraal talking about it, fully addressing it, and then he had another tweet where he said, we are playing last Cash Cups together and then splitting after that. But he deleted the original tweet, but now he still does have the one up about how he's gonna stay together for the Cash Cup. So I don't know why he deleted the original one, but either way, he's left up the other ones saying that they're gonna split. So I guess it is official. And now this makes sense. I mean, it really does make sense when you think about it. A lot of people have been asking about this. I was talking about it a few days ago where it looked like it was gonna happen. They just haven't been performing together. Mongraal is super upset about not playing in another FNCS. He's practicing really hard. He's stepping into more of an IGL role. So it does make sense that a lot of the performance that they didn't have in this FNCS, Mongraal doesn't think is just due to him. And again, this isn't to put Mitro down. It could just be a chemistry thing. We've seen fantastic teams split. Let's take Benji splitting from Mongraal and Mitro and then going on to perform insanely well with Amplify and Matzo. Sometimes teams just don't work well together anymore for whatever reason that is, and they do better with other teams. So I would love to see Mongraal and Mitro both come back in a big way. I don't think there's any beef between them. I don't think there's any bad blood. The viewing, I mean, when I was watching the stream of Mongraal playing in the Cash Cup, yeah, the vibes were a little bit down, but I mean, when you're playing with players that you're disappointed about how the season's gone and you know you're going to split, the vibes are never going to be insanely high. But I don't think that means they now hate each other or he cost me my FNCS. There's no drama like that. I don't want to pretend like there is. I just hope they both move on, find awesome teams and pop off because they're two of my favorite pros. If I had to make any prediction on who Mongraal might end up with though, I really hope he ends up with Aqua. I can just for some reason see that coming or see that happening. I don't know if it would, and I don't really have that much to base that on. It's just obviously Aqua and Mongraal really good friends, and I just feel like seeing two of the absolute OG most dominant players in EU who've kind of had a couple seasons of, you know, taking a bit of a break, not being too motivated, but now both back playing. If they start grinding together, I mean, I can hope. I would love to see Mongraal and Aqua play together and absolutely pop off next season. Moving over to NA, we had one of the most weird teams I've ever seen play together today, and one that I just did not see coming at all. We had Clix playing with Tahi and Sprite for the NA West Cash Cup. And yes, you heard that right. So that is Gabe, Tahi, Sprite, who are contesting Clix, Bizzle, Boogat, Sweaty Sands, who've had all this beef, been going crazy, going at it. Everyone's been freaking out. Clix decided to play the NA West Cash Cup with them today. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, it was to flame them. They were beefing, they were arguing. Like, yeah, it started off a little bit like that. You know, they were kind of, you know, throwing shade at each other. They were having some jokes. But once the Cash Cup started and they were playing, they actually were performing really well together, getting along fantastically and having a lot of fun. And this just backs up my points, all the points that I made in my most recent videos of let the pros handle their beef. I know you might be a Clix fan or you're a Tahi fan or whatever it is. You don't need to get involved because quite often these guys just leave it at the drop spot. They leave it in the game. And when you get outside of that, they actually know that they're all good people and they can be friends. I've said this before. Gabe, Tahi, Sprite aren't just dropping on Clix's team for clout because they're terrible people. They're actually really nice pros who I've loved watching for the longest time. And like I was saying, whenever the community gets involved and starts hating on them and they throw a bunch of shade around, it's not worth it and it's not necessary. Look, not even Clix cares about this team contesting them. They actually can be friendly enough to play in a cup together, and now I think Clix's community has gotten a bit more insight into what they're like as people and players and realized not only are they really good players, they're actually good people too. And that's what I've been saying since the start. I'm just sad that they're contesting each other because I want both of them to pop off in finals, and I just don't think they will while contesting each other. While on the topic of the Cash Cups, I know I'm not covering the leaderboards too much. I just feel like with FNCS and all the other crazy tournaments on, Cash Cups just don't mean as much to me, but there was still some insane placements today. We just had two of the most dominant teams in the world right now just placed yet again. DGen, Aegis, Skittles won another trio Cash Cup. I mean, between them, Jack, Slacks, and Acorn, I feel like that's 80% of NAE's Cash Cup winners right now. EU, similar tale. We managed to have Hen, Janice, and Chapix win yet again another EU trio Cash Cup. We had Antics' team just come in second as well, so the consistency is across the board. NA East, though, second place actually went to Slick, Alige, and Bank, a new team, and they were so close to winning it. It was only because DGen, Ages, and Skittles got a 16-elim victory out in their last game that they just missed out and fell down to second. And talking about Tahi and Sprite, we had Gabe, Tahi, and Sprite come in third on 202, so they're looking incredibly dominant right now as well as Kiriachi's team over on EU. After placing straight through into grand finals in the last couple weeks of FNCS, they're now on top in Cash Cups too, bringing in a third place. Alright guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below anything I talked about in today's video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.